Okay, today's basic structure that we're going to do, our vignette, if you will, is called the threat of violence, and the scenario is involving a hidden gun in the classroom. So, the situation starts with basically in a classroom. It's about mid-morning, it's the second hour of class, and the class has been given an assignment, and the teacher is over here grading papers. The image that we're using here is to kind of show a basic format of what a classroom might look like if you had rows or individual desks. You can see from the different standings where a teacher's desk might be in location to a classroom. So that would have probably an impact on how this scenario will unfold. Basically, Carol Knox, who is a student, is sitting near the back of the classroom, and she comes to the desk and quietly tells the teacher, who's grading papers, which is us, that Gary, who sits across the aisle from her, may have a gun in his book bag. And so she tells you that when he opened his bag a short time ago, she saw what she thought was something that looked like a gun stuck in the side pouch. So the real question is, and what we know about Gary is that he's been in trouble with the juvenile authorities and recently ran away from home. And Carol is usually a reliable student, and the aide you normally have in class is absent today, so you're by yourself. So if you look at the dynamics of the classroom right now, and you can see how it can get really compact depending on how many students you have in there and the different levels. Each student's going to be doing something, even though they're supposed to be working. As we all know as teachers, not all the students are always working. And so when you are going to look at this scenario with somebody who might have a weapon in their bag, look at where their bags are. They're all over the place. Some of them have them right beside them. Others have them in the floor underneath them. Some may be right in the way of where you walk. Okay, so we have where she basically comes up and she tells you, the teacher, that there's a situation. Considerations that we take in real quick: prior history, violence, being bullied. Where is he sitting in class? Well, we know that they're towards the back. And does he have access to his gun? Probably he will, because he's got it in a bag, but is it showing? What we might do is, in an effort to kind of make everyone else aware, is to possibly give that student a hall pass and maybe pretend or write them a pass to go to the bathroom, which on the pass you're essentially writing instructions to go to the office and inform them of the situation. And that would be how you would alert the office. Can we isolate this student, Gary, who might be a little bit angry? I don't know. With a lot of the students around him and his backpack being in the floor, you could try to possibly go and get the gun, but would you be able to actually see it from here? Odds are, if he does have a weapon in his backpack, it's going to be hidden. It's not going to look like this with it sticking out for everybody to see. Also, you want to make sure that none of the other kids are aware of the situation as well. So, options. Well, if we send Carol to the office, that's one. We don't want to do some kind of jiu-jitsu martial arts, or we don't have any kind of play-by-play that we could protect ourselves from bullets. So we could possibly isolate Gary and get him to walk with us. That would be an option possibly, depending on the mentality and relationship the teacher has with the student, as well as maybe what we're looking at is Gary sweating? Is he angry? Is he withdrawn into himself? These are all going to be factors that we'll look really quick at when we're assessing his behavior. Other things we can do: we could send a quick text to the office if we feel like the student that is up there might give something away. Another thing is we would then maybe walk around the classroom. Other things you probably won't be able to do. I mean, we won't be able to stab Gary with a pencil or use scissors to take him out, or, throw a computer at his head or something like that. But we probably will need to think about things of restraint or ways to get the gun away from that student who brought it to possibly use. So maybe we might engage Gary in conversation because we need to buy time. Actions that we might do is, if we send Carol to the bathroom with a pass, that would alert the office. That would buy the rest of the school time. If we are able to talk with Gary, that will buy the students in class time. And then, effectively, if we end up engaging in some sort of physical altercation with Gary, or actually are able to get the gun or the bag away from him at the time, that would also buy time for hopefully administration or police on hand to help us with the situation. Other than that, I mean, really the options are kind of open. If he gets spooked and he essentially is going to. Okay, so anyways, other factors that we might look into also, especially when dealing with Gary, if he gets spooked and he goes for his gun, we have to assess how much time we actually have in order to get to him. If it's impossible to get to him, we're going to have to make some choices on how to either talk him down, maybe attack him, or try to save as many students as we possibly can in that scenario. Some factors will be out of our hands when you're talking about a weapon of that kind. So time is usually, or generally, the one thing that we want to try and engage in, and hopefully a lot of the students, if things go down, will be smart enough to kind of give you a little space away from the student who's having trouble. That's about it.